I learned to talk before I learned to pause. Words were how we bonded, how we caused a circle tight, a story past. Names move quicker than the past. If someone whispered, I leaned in. If someone fell, we'd call it sin. Not cruel, just close, just understood that sharing pain felt almost good. But now I sit with books I trust and laws that say, be careful, hush. And every sentence fights its way out of my chest against the gate. I don't want lies, I don't want harm, I just don't want to hold this storm. Something happened, something wrong, and silence feels like saying fine. The tea is hot inside my head. I taste the words I almost said, and every reg before my tongue feels like a war I haven't won. So I go where questions go to breathe, where truth is weighed and not released. I sit across from quiet eyes and tell him I'm afraid to try. I say, Rabbi, I know the law, I know what not to do, but knowing isn't stopping me from wanting to spill it through. I'm scared that if I don't let go, I'll choke on what I feel. Tell me how to hold my tongue without making my heart unreal. He says the test is not the word, the test is why it came. Not every truth is yours to pour, not every heat's a flame. There's tea that stains and there is water. Both are honest, both are real. Ask what you're trying to accomplish before you choose what to reveal. He says you came from noise and fire, where closeness needed fuel, but holiness is not a cage, it's choosing better tools. Speak of pain, not people's names. Speak of needs, not blame. Speak to fix, not to release. Speak to heal, not to inflame. And if you must unburden weight, choose ears that guard the trust. Guidance isn't gossip when the goal is to adjust. The words don't solve me, not at once. They don't make the craving small, but they give shape to the silence, like a doorway in the wall. So I ask myself before I speak, what am I really here to do? Am I seeking help or heed? Am I protecting truth? Would I say this if they stood here? Would this wash or would it mark? Is this water drawn from Torah, or just tea spilled in the dark? Growth doesn't sound like triumph, it sounds like swallowing a line. It sounds like sitting with the urge and letting holiness take time. Every time I choose restraint, I feel the loss, I feel the cost. But something cleaner fills the space where old connections once were lost. Now when the kettle starts to sing, I breathe before I pour. I let the questions do their work like they were taught before. I don't confuse my need for closeness with the right to spread a name. I still speak, I still reach out, I just refuse to stain. The holiest sound I've learned to make is the word I didn't say in the space before the a sentence I